Hello, my beloved subscribers. How are you guys doing today? I have a lot to update you guys with, so you guys please keep up with me because it has been a whole roller coaster ride. So, okay, I will tell you guys that I have reached, first off, new heights with anxiety. It's so crazy because these are habits that we gain along the way, okay? I don't know if it possibly stems from the narcissism in the family, okay, which I'm assuming it does. But these are habits that I have been doing and didn't even realize it. Literally habits of OCD. I didn't even realize it until I was Googling the signs and symptoms, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm just being myself, and these are things that I do, when all along it's that. Okay, so I've been dealing with it, you know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, some days are better than others, but I'm going to tell you something. Recently, there was something that happened in the family, and what happened was this event caused me, really, it was optional. And now that I look back, maybe, just maybe, I did it out of the family member that's deceased sake, is the reason why I attended the funeral services. But sometimes I be thinking like perhaps maybe I just shouldn't have. Okay? Because it's reliving the trauma all over again, ladies and gentlemen. You haven't seen your narcissistic family in years. And they've messaged you because there's this devastating event that just occurred. This devastating situation, a loved one's deceased. Okay? I will tell you guys that the narc parents were trying to reach me before this loved one passed on. Okay? I had automatically start taking precautions on being around this particular loved one, because when I would go around this particular person, it was just, I was always feeling, you know, it was just toxic. So I started separating myself. Even though I loved them dear from my heart, I had to separate myself because I can't endure that all the time. So one thing led to another. All of a sudden, this person took sick, and the narcissistic parents did their best to reach me, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, because see, even though this loved one is sick, really the reason why the narc parents are trying to reach me is because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you'll think that it's just because of death. No, it is to see you. They will use whatever situation, they don't give a damn, whatever the situation is, to see you. They haven't seen you and they want to see how you're doing, what the updates are with you. They want to see this, they want to see that. But let me tell y'all something, ladies and gentlemen. You best to know, you best believe that when your boy arrived on the scene, was looking like $1 million. This loved one reached out. Ladies and gentlemen, God knows what's going on. Okay? Like he's very aware of the situation, because when this loved one first reached out to try to get me to come around before they died, they reached my narc parents. My narc parents text me that such and such want to see you. We didn't even know this person was sickly then. But I didn't go the first time, but when the narc parents start writing me back saying, oh my gosh, I went over there and I found out that they're like sick, and they rushed them to the hospital, and that's when I started to proceed to taking these steps to go see this person. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, God above sets up situations to where you will not miss out on people that you value in your narc family that's dying. Last words, their last facial expressions, their last everything. And that's exactly what happened, ladies and gentlemen. I was able to literally go see my grandfather before he kicked the bucket. I was able to get his last words. God had set it up like that because I was stubborn. I was like, oh no, I'm just not going to go to this house. I don't want to be involved with the narc parents being around and everything. And they weren't around. But I was like, no, no. And then someone was like, Avius, just go. And I got in my car and I drove over. And I seen my grandfather in tough shape. He was in a rough shape. But he was able to talk. He was able to see me. He knew exactly who I was. He was telling me things. I told him, I won't come around because of the family. And he told me, and his exact words were, with every breath that he took, it'll work itself out. It'll work itself out. Ladies and gentlemen, these were final words that were said before my grandfather literally died, which would have been 4 hours later, because the narc parents came back and discovered him and rushed him to the hospital. And from that point on, and now mind you, even through all of this, I still have not seen them, not trying to see them either. And finally, I was going up to the hospital and I seen the narc parents turning and telling me, no, you just go to the hospice place because I didn't even land in the hospital. I seen them turning out. We're telling me, just go to the hospice place because we're about to lose my grandfather. Ladies and gentlemen, finally I make it to the hospice place. I was face to face now with the narc parents who have not seen me in years. And ladies and gentlemen, I will never forget the stare. At first there was a conversation, but then there was a stare that I saw done. And it was almost as if it was a stare of hatred. A stare of anger. A stare of... frustration. See, I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. When you take yourself out of that toxic family dynamic, see, you don't realize how much of a role that you play. Because you are literally, and when I say literally, I mean literally, you are the stakes holding the tent up, okay? They're not going to tell you that's the role you play, that the role you play is so valuable to keep them even moving. They're going to belittle you. They're going to devalue you. They're going to act like you ain't shit. But as soon as you leave, everything comes tumbling down. They're not going to tell you it's coming tumbling down. But the whole tower is tumbling down. The blame is placed here, the blame is placed there, because you are not around. The scapegoat isn't there anymore. That's what I was. I'm no longer around them. And life ain't been perfect, but it damn sure been good. And it's nothing like getting your peace. So what happens is I proceed on to the gathering at the narc parents' house. Okay? You know how they have gatherings before the big day, which is the funeral, which was yesterday. You best to believe once the funeral was done, I didn't even go to the graveyard. I left. Got in my car and hauled ass. The tension you could feel in the funeral, it was just so weird. It was rushed. It was weird. It was creepy. It was just like, let me get up out of here, Avius, for my own sake and sanity. At the narc parents' house, I could see the narc step-parent, right? You guys know I done told you about the evil stepfather. I could see, because mind you, there's a step-brother and his lover was there, okay? LGBT, his lover was there. And you should have seen, because I made sure I dressed to impress, ladies and gentlemen. You should have seen the look on my stepfather's face, but this is my stepbrother's father, okay? Real father. You should see the look on his face. He's sitting between his son and his son's lover and talking to them. It was almost as if to make sure no attention is directed towards me. You know, to make sure I don't matter. I didn't give a damn. I strutted my stuff. I had on one of my see-through shirts that looked very, very, ritzy. It was fly. And I had on my tight pants. Y'all know how I roll. Dreads was twisted up in a beautiful bun. Okay. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I attended the event at my parents' house to serve on purpose. I wanted to relive those moments of jealousy they had when I would just be doing the most simplest things, like walking to the restroom and using it. Or just bypassing them after I've just got a haircut. Or coming home being happy because I went, my job just gave me a little small raise. It wasn't nothing but 20 cents. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something. Shit's real. I watch the way the narc step parent, now that we have stayed away from our parent, which would be, you got the step parent father, you got the stepfather, and you got my mother. I'm just going to keep it real. I watched the way he literally tried to he said hey, but it wasn't as deep as, which we really usually don't really, y'all know I told you in my videos how he do. You'll say hey to him, he'll act like he don't see. But this time it was just something really fast. Like he did a fist bump, because I came in the kitchen and somebody was saying something about this and this and that, and then I see like he turns around and do like a fist bump, and when I tell you it was like the roughest fist bump ever, and I'm looking like, because see, ladies and gentlemen, what happened is, now that I'm not around, see, he's the breadwinner in this marriage. And now that I'm not around, and my mom don't mention me as much with the other siblings because she's so strung out on cash with money, and he's going to spoil his kids, which is my realest little sister who shares the same mom and him, and my stepbrother, who he's the only parent of. My mom would be the stepmother of him. He's going to make sure his kids are spoiled, okay? And he's going to make sure that they have everything. So it was like you could see the it's like, hey, all right, like because my mom don't. See, there was one point in time where in the beginning, early on in this marriage, this horrible toxic marriage, where she would put her foot down to a certain degree to defend her kids. She no longer does that. Not even that. So this is something for the narc step parent to go off of. Okay. Because see, we stopped reaching out. I stopped reaching out along with other siblings or however it goes. And I stopped reaching out. So now the step parent was so happy because it's like, okay, I've been trying to get them away from their mom for decades. So now she's not even like defending them because they don't come around because she's fucking toxic. So what I'm going to do is, I keep the money going and I'm not even going to mention it to her that she should connect with her kids because all I care about is my kids and me and her. You see what I'm saying? The narc step parents aren't going to be there, ladies and gentlemen. You literally have to treat it like you just moved to a foreign country, away from your family. You're around no one. And that's what I was telling someone dear to me that is very dear and close to my heart, but is very aware of the whole situation. And there's a few other people. But the tension's so crazy and the narcissistic family so fucked up, ladies and gentlemen, that this has been the worst it has been ever. After the gathering was over, I talked and mingled with people that I know. A few friends of the family that close, whenever I see them and survive, and, a couple other people. And I got the fuck out of Dodge. Now the whole thing is over with, and I'm so happy because I don't have to be around. See, we can go back into how it was before. You see what I'm saying? But I don't have to give you my energy, and I don't have to give you my attention. So whenever you call, don't mean that I'm picking up. And I'm so glad I was able to share this with my subscribers, because in a world that's so dark, and in a world that's so depressing, and in a world that's so far away from healthy and very dark. Situations that you're going through that seem like it's something off of TV. Well, y'all watching me like this is TV, right? But I'm really living it. It feels so good to actually be able to share with people that actually understand, ladies and gentlemen. And on that note, I'm going to leave you guys be with that. Always be careful of going back out to the parents' house because you relive it all over again, ladies and gentlemen. You see the changes. I seen the changes. I seen the changes how my parents were so accepting of my stepbrother and his lover's relationship. But when I was in a relationship that was toxic with my ex-narc and things were at one point in time kind of good, you know, it wasn't always kind of good. When I say kind of good, basically meaning like there was just no arguments at a specific time. I watched the way my family would try to treat him better than me. Why didn't this happen with my stepbrother? Why this don't happen with my stepbrother? You know why? Because the narcissists are so fucked up, ladies and gentlemen. They have kids that they label the golden children, and they have kids that they label the scapegoats and the black sheeps and all that stuff. But they say the scapegoat is the one that really got it all together. The scapegoat is the one that learns how to fend for themselves in life, and they grow 100% independent. Guess that's me. Hey, it is what it is. Because see, one thing, two things for sure, I don't have to have them, but I do have Jesus Christ and God. Those are my parents. I will see you guys in more videos. You guys have a wonderful morning. Bye-bye.